So in v1.5, we introduced LogicMelon integration alongside Broadbean. So if we go into the admin section, we'll show you how you set that up. You can choose between Broadbean or LogicMelon, and then you can associate account details to each of your consultants, so they can obviously post jobs as they wish. So we're going to a company record. I've got Recruitment Force here, and I'm going to go into the Job tab. And from there, we will create a job by clicking on the plus button. And you will see that a job's been created and the hiring manager or primary contact has been associated to this record as has the company name, which can be changed if you wish. So I'm going to choose a job title from my drop-down and start creating a job. We'll fill in some information here. So we've got salary low and high, currency if you need. We'll put in a car, start and end date. We'll also put in some benefits here. So we've got health, car, maybe Bupa, and bonus. And you can see now we've got a little bit of information there. You can add fees, a summary. I'll paste in some summary here, someone I've got pre-prepared. And you can add education, qualifications, whatever it might be. So let's put in some education, degree level, and we'll just, let's add some things into qualifications as well, maybe ACSE or Prince 2 for project management. And if we're happy with this information, we can then go to the LogicMelon tab and start using the wizard to help us set up the LogicMelon job posting. So here I'm putting in phone numbers. All these fields are mandatory fields. They have to be filled in, otherwise the job will not get posted to LogicMelon. So as you can see, I'm just populating a few things here. I keep typing United Kingdom, and it's England, something that's required by LogicMelon, and we'll choose London. And we'll put in a currency and the salary low and high, and it's an annual salary. So we'll put in some skills as well. Let's put in a couple of skills here, and then we can post next, which will allow us to bring in our accounts that we have. So as you can see, we've got a couple of accounts there. We can also bring in the flagged records, and you can choose which ones you want. I'm choosing all of them. So basically, when we tag records in Broadbean, we can pull those in. So now we're presented with the posting window. So we can choose some information here that will obviously get recorded against the job. Click on the next, fill in the next bit of information. Every field again has to be filled in. You can add some secondary industries there as well. Salary will be there. You'll see the job spec has also been posted into the description field, and then you can put in the job start date and add it to the category there. The next button. So all this information is just being populated. Once you're happy with it, you can post the job by clicking on the finish button. It takes a few seconds, as you can see there, to load. Once that's complete, you'll be left with a link that will take you to LogicMelon itself, where you can log in and view this record. So let's do that. We'll log in and go to LogicMelon itself, and you'll see that job we just created is the last one in that list right at the top. So you've got an actions drop down there. I'm going to actually view the job. And you'll see we've got a bit of information that we filled in about that job. So this is now on our job board on LogicMelon, and we can track the responses and view any live applications. So this is the link that a candidate would get if they searched for a job and found it, or you posted a link to them so they could apply to this job. So it's the same information in the job, but there's now a big apply button at the top. So we're going to actually click on the apply button, and I'm going to apply for this job so you can see how HRS will fill in the details. So the candidate would be asked to set up an account if they don't already have one. So that I'm going to do that now. I'll put in an email address. All these fields, as you can see, are mandatory. And once filled in, the candidate can then apply for this job. So I'll quickly put in some information here so we can get an account created, register, and I won't save that. And now you can apply for this job. So clicking on the apply button will allow the candidate to attach a CV. So I'm going to choose one from my computer. You can obviously add them from Google Drive and other such locations, Dropbox, and write a covering letter should they desire before applying. So I'm just going to fill in some information here quickly. If we're happy with that, let's just finish this off quickly so it looks a little bit real. And we'll send that. So now this has gone to our database. The applicant has filled in the application. And if we go back to HRS, let's close this window. And back in HRS, log out of the wizard, you'll see that if we click the refresh button, the jobs will have been posted and we have an applicant that is registered. So we've got one response there. So instantly we've got some information. Obviously the status of that job has been changed to success. And if we go to the Actions tab in the long list, we can now hit the Get Applicants tab, and that will bring in the candidates from that from LogicMelon, the response from that job ad. And you'll see that it tags the progress there as a long LogicMelon candidate. And clicking on the arrow will take us to that candidate, where we can fill in or pass that CV. So let's actually do that. We'll go to the Documents tab. We'll see that the actual candidate's document is there, and we can pass the document, which will load up the skills, and we now have a CV of a record of a candidate that's applied from that long list, from the job in LogicMelon. And in the long list tab, you can see that the job is there, where you can now put that person forward for an interview or send their CV to the client.